Welcome to Aunty K's Tarot, your favorite radical queer indigenous auntie, bringing you tarot every day. Hello everyone, and welcome to Aunty K's Tarot. So, we've been talking about the impacts of AI on this channel for a few years, talking about, yes, it has negative impacts on artists and writers and various other professions one might dream of having versus the professions nobody wants to have. AI wants to take over the things we all wish we could be doing. Well, we all do. Either crappy jobs or be unemployed, I guess. But there's all that conversation. It steals from artists, but it's also racist. It's bigoted. It's designed by largely racist white men, and it's funded largely by military and security contracts. When you're using AI, you are using technology that is largely the product of the ongoing Palestinian genocide that's been going on, since the Nakba. Like a lot of that technology, especially in arts, facial recognition, it comes from that settler colonial apparatus it's designed to increase its ability to commit its ongoing genocides. And so there's all that side of AI too. And we've also talked about the dangers of gurus and the problems of conspiracy theories. I hate conspiracy theories. Most conspiracy theories are racist, and in their origins, in their backgrounds, in the intents that they therefore end up getting across. And they're largely designed to play on faith. So, as a spiritual person, one who has a lot of trauma related to the Christian church as an impact of colonialism, and the impacts of, that particular religion, that uses the idea of faith to control and manipulate. And cults do the same thing. Gurus do the same thing. And so do conspiracy theories. They all play on that idea of don't question faith. And I disagree with that. As somebody who believes in spirit, works in spirit, operates in spirit, if your belief system can't be questioned, it's not very sound. If your belief system can't stand up to scrutiny, if your belief system is afraid of facts and science, it's probably not very sound. I do believe in both. This came up in a late night discussion on a Fish channel when I was asked questions about what I do and where I come from. And I come from a place of, I believe spirit and intelligence stand hand in hand. I believe spirit and science stand hand in hand. Proving something scientifically doesn't negate spirit or gods. It doesn't. It doesn't. And the existence of spirits and gods and maybe even aliens does not negate human intelligence and that humans have designed intelligent and fascinating and amazing things on this planet Earth where us humans are since humans have been here. You know, we figured out how to do amazing things. And our intelligence doesn't negate spirit, and spirit doesn't negate our intelligence. And seeing AI now go after all the people in this world who have been taught that to be connected to spirit means you shouldn't ask questions, you shouldn't be intellectual, and you shouldn't believe in science. AI is playing on that and going the whole guru route. And it's either I am your guru, AI God, scary shit, or, you know, AI guru, you are the guru, and AI is going to help you do that. Well, I had talked about some of this stuff on this channel, like I think only last week, and then I get a call. And this caller was difficult because when they didn't like the answer, they tried to reword the question or add in additional information to move the bar and get me to move my answer. And I won't. That's the answer to the question. I might draw cards for how do I expand on this for this person. I'm not changing the answer. I've found people who've learned ways to try and they're like the what if people. Okay, no. Not playing that game. Go try the what if and let's see. Let's see if it comes up as advice. And I'm off track. Okay, so somebody who's trying to constantly move the bar, and like, I'm not going down that route. They're very concerned with being authentic, and they don't like some of the suggestions that have come forward because it involves changing how they do something, doing something they don't like, having to step outside their comfort zone. And so they've decided that these things are inauthentic. They would be inauthentic. I don't want to be fake. And I'm like, well, you've done all this healing, so, you know, we're not talking about being fake. We're talking about growing and also walking in the growth and healing you are telling me about. Because I don't want to claim this growth and healing they've done. So I'm going to say the growth and healing they're telling me about. And I get told that they've been getting advice from AI and it's better than my advice. And I really want to tell them, like, cool. Don't keep adding more time. Go take AI advice. But it's here. It's even uncomfortable giving the advice. Like, I'm not comfortable giving them advice. Family moment. Okay. I'm back. Where was I? Oh, yes. They're getting advice from AI. they don't want advice from the cards or me, even though they're asking for it and paying for it. Okay, cool. I was really glad this was a text call and they couldn't hear my voice, which I can deal with if I need to, but I didn't have to. Like, I don't want to be giving this advice. Like, so I'm pulling card for myself at this point, being like, they don't deserve this advice. Why am I giving it? Their answer, they're not going to listen to it. Fine. I'll give my advice. My best advice through the cards, my best reading the cards, they're not going to listen to it. Cool. They're really not going to listen to it. They keep arguing with it. And most of this advice is about marketing their book, right? And one of the ways they want to move the bar is, well, the book is actually about all their healing forces in all the various esoteric realm. And all the healing stuff. And the world's a really messed up place, and people don't appreciate what they have, and nobody understands that more than the poor, suffering Zionists. And I was like, Spirit, I don't want to help this person. And Spirit's like, so I'm not going to listen to you. And who's it going to hurt? Oh, yeah. This person's only going to hurt people I hate. Okay. Help them out with advice they're not going to take. So they're again telling me that my advice sounds like I'm suggesting they be fake and inauthentic. You know, I try and suggest ways you can feel more in touch with some of this advice. And they're like, well, what if instead I create some videos that I write with some YouTube and Instagram videos that they will write with AI. They will use AI to write the videos. And I was like, well, if you want people to hear your authentic voice, that might be difficult. They're like, well, AI has done a lot better job of showing my authentic voice than your reading has. It helped me write my whole book. And he was like, oh, how did AI help you write your whole book? Oh, they just put in the chapter prompt, and ChatGPT gave them each chapter. Yeah. ChatGPT has helped them learn everything they need to know to bring spiritual healing to the Zios. Cool. Okay. Okay. Human intelligence should be a part of spirituality, not AI, and not human idiocy. Human intelligence should be a part of spirituality, especially if we want a different world in the future. Because no matter how many versions of civilization and society all us various peoples across this globe have gone through, we keep bringing back spirituality. We hold on to spirituality. There are atheists, and I'm sure there's probably always been versions of atheism. But as a whole, we keep grabbing onto spirituality. So we should make sure that spirituality is centering human intelligence and not human idiocy. That's what I have to say. Let's pull a card or two. So, we are using this. It is Pride Month. It's also Indigenous Peoples Month, and that probably comes forward first and foremost for me. You know, my cultural identity is a bigger part of my identity than the various genders I find attractive. All right, we got 4 cards jumped out. What do we got? We have the 10 of Cups and Justice. And we have the 7 of Cups and the Knight of Swords. Cups can be about spirituality, and I think since that's what we're talking about, that is where we are going to go with this. The justice system has ruled spirituality, and spirituality has ruled the justice system for too long. And the justice system, as we know it, is not really about justice. It's about the rule of the elite sorting out the squabbles of others, and more especially preventing us from having real squabbles with them. And we need to undo spirituality from the idea of moral rule and judgment. We need to undo it from moral rule and judgment. An abolitionist bent that also tackles it at a spiritual level, because it is. Our judgments come from a spiritual moralist level. The establishment, the system, uses that. And this is one of the ways where we need to undo and defend that. We also, especially speaking to those of us in westernized places, and the closer you are to, USA American exceptionalism, the more this applies. We need to create a new understanding of individualism that is an individual within a group, to both protect us from being selfish, and also to protect the individual within a group. It's both protection from cultness and protection from being so individual we no longer have a group where we're connected to. Because one aspect of spirituality is the way in which we feel connected to other people when we're talking about spirituality and feel a sense of connection. It feels good. It makes us feel connected more broadly. And hyper individualism is separating us from that aspect of spirituality, the communal aspect of it, for this more judgment, moralizing aspect of it. So I think it's interesting the cards brought in new points that didn't come up in this discussion, but these things also protect us from cultiness. Like, Constantine essentially invented Western Christianity, through the Roman Catholic Church. All the Protestant churches that broke away from the Roman Catholic Church are all part of that Roman Catholic Church history. You're all the same. Whatever, you just splinter factions. But like, from a historical perspective, you're the same. You're Western Christianity. And like, he invented it to moralize for control, right? And so that really needs to be undone. And you definitely don't want AI being the next moralistic spiritual control. And we don't want it creating either the hive mind or the hyper individual who actually is not in touch with any other human beings and isn't sure what's real or not real. All right, that's the reading today, folks. I had to replace my sponge filter because I didn't know how to change the biomedia, and the tank had been medicated with it, and that was probably what was killing my plants, which I'm waiting for them to all start growing, but they're no longer melting and dying. For the last 4 days, I've not had plant death. And my water's gotten more clear. And then the other filter died that I was like prepping for, like, whatever our next tank would be, and everything got really full of like plant material and you couldn't see. So I got another hang-on back filter, good size for this aquarium. Clear aquarium. I kind of like it better than the sponge filter. But I'm afraid to take it out to disturb anything, so we just have extra filtration. Yeah, there's babies coming along. There's snails growing. The white snail, an outer part of its shell near the edge chipped, not the whole part, just a layer of it, like a peel of it. And I think I want to get like mosses to put on these flower pots inside and on top, so when snails do their snail drop, it's not on hard stuff. And I need solutions that don't cost me a lot of money at a time, or I'd probably have had fancy driftwood and not flower pots. I worked with what I got, and I think I will try and continue to keep working with what I have by improving what I have. That's my thoughts and theories. All right. I think it's long, and I'm going to wrap this up, and I will talk to you all later, folks.